Hello and welcome, Drake here. Welcome to another reaction video. Today is my second reaction video. The last reaction video, a lot of you liked it and left in the comment section, please do another one. So today I'm actually covering the US Army basic training at Fort Benning. I believe it's Red Face. Guys, I want to quickly point out a couple of things. First of all, I read all the comments. Unfortunately, I've not been able to manage to reply to everyone because there's over 1200 comments. I think after 600 comments I gave up, so I do apologise, but I have read them. At the end of this video, before I do this quick reaction, I want to say, I'm going to exactly say my opinion is in regards our similarities between the US Army and the British Army. I'm going to give my honest opinion about you guys and what I think. I'm going to be unbiased. Obviously, I've been serving now in the British Army for over 6 years. I'm in my 7th year. I'm going to be honest and unbiased, guys. Right, let's have a look at basic training US Army boot camp. I'm guessing this is Red Face from everything I've read up on and looked at, and I'm going to cover everything the way it is for me. Trust me guys, I've been through a lot of footage of the US Army and it's all watered down, meaning there's no swearing and everything's cut out and everything is, pleasing for the left eye, if that makes sense. I completely understand everyone who commented in my last, reaction video. In the comment section, there must have been about 600 comments saying, this is not the US Army, it's just because the cameras are there, it seems more relaxed than that. I completely understand that, guys. It's the same thing in the British Army. They're not going to show you the nitty gritty and all the bullshit that goes on and the swearing, and they're not going to publicise that, because I don't want to put it like that, but it's so it doesn't reflect badly on the Army. And I'm guessing the US Army does the same thing. But let's get right into this. Right, straight away, I watched a couple of other videos earlier on and throughout the week of Red Face, Shark Attack, that type of stuff. Really intense. As I mentioned in my reception video, the last reaction video I did, it's slightly different than the British Army, guys. You guys go to reception for roughly up to a week, I believe some people were saying. That's where you get your medical and everything, your sizing done, you get your kit issued and that. In the British Army, completely different. You directly go to the basic training. For the first 4 or 5 days, you basically got in basic training, your reception, your sizing, you get your kit issued and everything, and your medical and that. Until your medical is all clear and that, you're untouchable. So basically for the first 4 to 5 days, you can't be touched, meaning there's no PT, no beastings, that type of stuff. I don't really like to use the term beasting or thrashing. I'm sure you guys know what that is, because nowadays you're not allowed to use them words in the British Army anymore. It's called re-educating people. So if you're in trouble, it's no longer called thrashing or beasting. It's called re-educating. So yeah, there you go. And I'm guessing it's the same for you guys. It's all watered down basically. It's just pleasing for the eye if you're from the outside, if that makes sense. No. Oof. Go ahead, get out there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Pull yourself up. Hey, let's go, man. Come on, man. Pull yourself up. Pull yourself up. Come on. Pull it. Yeah, so I'm guessing, obviously this video is not going to show everything you guys get up to in, Fort Benning or in your basic training. Here I'm seeing combat PT. It's similar to what we do, slightly different. Um, a few things I haven't seen in any other video. What about your bayonet training? We do bayonet training in the British Army, and that is brutal. I'm telling you guys, that is brutal training. For starters, bayonet day. So the section commanders will come in your room, so we'll throw everything out of your lockers, tip the beds over, shout at you, just treat you like a twat really all day long. And then you go to your bayonet training, you get thrashed and beasted, and basically you're running on on a spot, and then the section commander will say what makes the grass grow, and then the whole section has to shout blood, 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 and you're pissed off and you're tired already, and then you go on to the dummies and just stab the dummies a few times. In between that, you've got Iraq and Afghanistan. It's called. It's two different hills furthest off the whole court, if that makes sense. In between bayonet training, we got told, right, run to Iraq. So you run to Iraq, and then it's grenade down. So you go crawling and that, and you're just knackered, and it's like that most of the day, guys. Yeah, you get treated like a twat. Like I said, I've watched a lot of your footage. I've not seen any bayonet training so far. I've seen similarities so far, but I'm going to cover everything at the end of the video. If I really agree whether the US Army and the British Army are actually similar like people make us out to be.
Use your arms. Pull yourself to the rope. Pull yourself to the rope. Come on, baby. Raise your hands up in front of your face. Push. Well, yo, sir. Yo.
That looks really intense, especially in the heat.
Push yourself. Come on. Come on, give up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't stop. Let's go. Let's go. Go.
I like that. It's similar to the British Army. People give you encouragement. I think you call it comrades or whatever. Yeah, words of encouragement from other people. It definitely helps when you're hanging out. Meaning, hanging out means when you're really tired, exhausted, that type of stuff. I know exactly what it feels like. It's awful. Yeah, it's really good to see that. Gas.
Let's go, right side, quickly. Move it. Let's go. All right, come on now. Follow me. Let's go.
Right, when we've got our gas chamber, it's pretty funny actually. We do, a lot of us in the British Army we do Ironman. First of all, you go in there, you do the same stuff as you guys do, jogging on the spot, move your head around and all that good stuff. Then you take your gas mask off and you have to say your service number, which is your army identification number with your name. Also, as I just mentioned, we do Ironman. That means a few of us take our gas masks off, and then the last man standing, basically, who's going to be the longest in there wins the competition. So yeah, that's good stuff. Here, I'm seeing you on the range. First thing I noticed, without even, pressing play on the video, there's no SUSAT, meaning you've no sight on that rifle. You're firing, obviously, with iron sight. It's something some of us do in basic training and some not, because nowadays it's all about, looking through the SUSAT in basic training. It's all changed over the years. But yeah, when I went through basic training, we had iron sights as well. But I do know a lot of them in basic training nowadays use SUSAT.
Cover me while I move! I got you covered! Moving! I got you covered! Moving! Set! You covered! Engage target.
Right guys, so let me get this straight. I'm going to give my honest opinion now. I'm completely unbiased. Yes, I'm a serving soldier in the British Army for the past 6 years, currently in my 7th year. I'm going to give my honest opinion now. I'm not going to water anything down and that, I'm going to be honest. Do I believe the US Army is good or similar to the British Army? Absolutely. I've watched tons upon tons of hours of footage from the US Army basic training and everything else throughout the week, and yeah, it's not that different. Obviously you got certain things you do differently. Obviously we do our basic training different, we've got different type of training but similar. I can tell by watching a lot of your footage, you can tell it's evident that throughout the years of the British Army and the US Army training together, we are very similar in a lot of things we do. You can tell, I think if you put an American guy in the British Army right now, it'd be pretty much the same thing for him, if that makes sense. It wouldn't be hard for him to fit in and do the same type of job, and I don't think it's going to be anything different for us. Say for instance a British soldier jumps into the US Army, it's all very similar. Do I think we got the same traditions as you? I think you got, personally, I think the US Army's got more pride about everything, like the company flags. They take great pride in that type of stuff. And just in general, the US Army has a lot more traditions and values than the British Army, if that makes sense. Without putting disrespect on the British Army, we've got values and standards, and we take great pride in what we do. And we do think we are the best in the world, but then again guys, it's biased if I say that, and the reason is, if you join the US Army, you're going to say the US Army is the best in the world. For us to join the British Army, we're going to say the same, personal pride. We're going to say we are the best in the world, and every other soldier who joins their own country is going to say the same thing. So therefore I'm not going to be naive and say that. I've got pride. I know the British Army is, I don't want to use it, but second to none, and I know that you guys over there say the US Army is second to none. I hope you enjoyed this little reaction video, and I had a lot of people asking me in regards to Drakey, what's the difference between MOS and traits in the British Army. I'm going to do a video for you American guys so you get an understanding of the MOS, how it works in the British Army, because it's slightly different than it is in the US Army guys. Thanks for all the support guys, and look forward to seeing another reaction video next Sunday guys. Take care, like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Leave a comment, I will do my best in trying to reply, but if it's going to end up with more than 500 comments, I probably will fail. Anyway guys, take care, have a lovely Sunday, and I'll see you next week.